how you all doing? I'm just going to talk to you about working in a call centre. I'll be talking to you from a personal perspective, having worked in one for over 4 years now. Just quickly, if you are thinking of working in a call centre as a career, let me tell you now, please, 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 for your own fucking sanity, please reconsider. Please reconsider. It is the worst job you can possibly do, and let me explain why. Now, this might be a bit kind of random or whatever, but it's just kind of the stuff that I'm just going to talk about as it sort of comes to me. So let's start kind of working conditions. So the last place I was in was actually slightly better than the first place that I was in for 4 years. That's the first place that I was in. They were just absolutely dreadful. The second place was marginally better, if you can call that a good thing. What are you faced with in these places? Well, basically, it's minimum wage for a start, which is not really living wage. It's not really enough to get you by. Minimum wage in this country is £6.30 odds, I believe. I don't know what the exact figure is, but it's basically shite. You're working long hours. It's absolutely horrible. The conditions are dreadful. Let's say minimum wage, fuck all money for the abuse and whatnot that you need to put up with. Your breaks are timed to the absolute second, and no, I'm not shitting you here, it's actually true. Your breaks are timed to the second. You risk being docked pay if you go over your break time, because what happens is, over the month, you need to be logged in a certain amount of hours into the system to take calls, and if you're not logged into the system for that certain amount of time per month, then they deem that as you're not doing your job, even though you're physically in the building, and there might be legitimate reasons that you're not logged in for the full amount of time. Maybe you've had to take off call time for longer than necessary to try and resolve a problem for a customer or whatever. They don't give a shit about that. They don't give a fuck. You will end up getting your wages docked if you're not logged in for the certain amount of time, whatever it is, 140 hours the last place was per month. If you're not logged in for that amount of time, they will dock your pay regardless of whether you're in that building or not. Regardless of whether it's a legitimate reason or not, you will get your pay docked. Another pretty ridiculous thing about it was they had a 7-minute per day personal time allowance. It's basically pee-pee and poo-poo time, okay? So by the time you would actually walk to the toilet, it'd probably take you about 2 minutes to, first of all, log off your system, lock your computer, then you've got to walk to the toilet, about 2 minutes. Then, by the time you do the toilet, by the time you'd wash your hands, which as people with normal hygiene and stuff would do, dry your hands, then you've got a 2-minute walk back to your desk. And so if you can imagine how many times you think you'd be able to do the toilet in a day with a 7-minute allowance, I mean, God fucking help you if you had about a diarrhea, do you know what I mean? The way that these places work is, especially outsourcers, I'll come back to that in a minute, but basically they would rather you bluter yourself at your desk, have diarrhea, shit floating all around you, as long as you are strapped to that headset at your desk, logged in, taking calls, take calls, take calls, take calls. It's all they care about is talk time and logged in time. Outsourcer, right, yeah. Basically, the whole thing about working in a call centre is a hell of a lot worse if you work for an outsourcer, because basically you're working for a subcontractor, essentially. They get paid money for the amount of time that your arse is on that chair logged in. So their client that they are working with will pay them money to have you logged in. So the outsourcer takes most of that, and you see the minimum wage. So as you can see, you're basically making an outsourcer very rich, and you're coming away with the minimum legal amount that they have to pay you by law. So there's your deal. Now, let me just see. Training. On the whole, the last couple of places I were in, The training was okay. It gave you the very basics, but really a lot of shite. It was quite inadequate, to be honest, because they definitely don't spend enough time equipping you with the skills and the information that you need to handle some of the more complex situations that you are faced with on a regular basis. And to be honest with you, the training is probably the most relaxed and probably the best part of the job. It can be 2 weeks, maybe a week, unlikely if it's a week. It's usually about 2 weeks, can be more than that sometimes depending on what you're doing. I've known one place to be like 6 weeks training. But you spend most of your time arsing about and playing like stupid games and just fucking talking shite, to be honest with you. But like I say, that's the best part of the job. A lot of people, by the way, do actually quit after the training. So they do. And I would recommend that if you can get away with it, just fucking get your training and get the fuck out of there. Definitely, if you have to work in a call centre, not through your own choice, but through a necessity, it's maybe all you can get at the time, have a further career plan, have a long-term goal, because these places will slowly destroy your sanity. They will fuck with your mind. They will irritate you. They will make you angry. They will make you not a nice person. You will end up depressed. Have a long-term strategy to get yourself out of there, because you will get stuck in a rut, believe me. So that's me covered training. What do I have next? Management. Basically, their job is, like I say, to make sure that you are logged in and taking calls and basically meeting your targets, and that's it really. They will come down on you like a ton of bricks. Like I say, if you're even seconds late, it could be 20 seconds late back from your break. You could be taking 10 minutes a day to go to the toilet for perfectly legitimate reasons. Like I say, perhaps you weren't feeling particularly well that day. I mean, back to that again, how many other jobs do you know that would actually limit and time your toilet breaks? That is fucking ludicrous, to be honest with you, but hey, there you go, that's what you get. That's what you will get if you choose to work in a call centre. The management are pretty much assholes for the most part. They don't give a fuck about you as a person. It's all about targets. It's all about talk time, bums on seats, talk time, take calls. That call was too long. That call wasn't long enough. You didn't say this. You didn't say that. You didn't promote this product, even though that product was quite clearly not suitable for the person you're talking to. Oh, but you need to promote. You need to be saying about this product. Fuck off. Just get yourself to fuck. I basically was employed in the last place as a customer service agent, and towards the end they were getting you to try and promote other products and that, and a lot of the people you're speaking to are like that. Come on, like I'm here to change my car or change the driver on my car on my insurance policy. Why the fuck are you talking to me about this product, home insurance or whatever? I don't fucking want to talk to you about that. I just want to change my car insurance. Get off the phone. That's it. I don't want to be listening to your shit. And do you know what? It used to make me really angry, right? Because all I was doing was trying to do my job. But at the end of the day, I would feel exactly the same. If I phone up a call centre, which I very rarely do, try and do all my stuff online, basically you want to you don't want to be engaging in small talk and shite. You just want to get your stuff sorted as quick as possible and get off that phone. You don't want to be wasting time talking to idiots or hearing about products that really are of no relevance to you. It's all about sales and targets and shite. It's stressful. Some of the people, well, a lot of them were in the last place anyway, were because it was inbound customer service and they were phoning you about their insurance. Most of them were alright. You get the occasional fucking arsehole, but again, a lot of the people that you speak to, a lot of them are just fucking retards, so they are just absolute retards. They just didn't realise that a lot of this, or they did realise, but they still choose to phone you anyway when they could save themselves a 45-minute wait and just fucking log onto their internet and get it sorted that way. And it wasn't difficult to do, but you still get people phoning up going, oh, I don't know whether I've done the right thing. And you're like, you feel like saying, do you know how to use a fucking computer? It talks you through it. It's a really simple process. What's your problem, you know? That's just some of the shit that you had to put up with. Sometimes you get fucking idiots just, again, back to the whole wait thing, them waiting 45 minutes or whatever it was to get through to you, and they would spend like the first 5 or 10 minutes of the call, well that's an exaggeration, but 5 minutes anyway, just bleating in your ear about, I've had to fucking wait 5 minutes to get through to you, and blah 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 blah. Do you know what? I don't give a fuck how long you've had to wait. I don't care. I do not care how long you've had to wait. Don't waste my time. This is what I felt like saying to them. If I thought, in fact, no, I knew I wouldn't get away with it, right? I never did say it, but I felt like saying it. Do you know what? You're fucking wasting time, bleating in my ear, telling me this shit. Let's just get the fuck on with it. You're through to me now. Let me do my job. Let's get it sorted and get you the fuck off the phone. Okay, working in a call centre, monotony, it's the same shite over and over and over and over again. Did I mention it's the same shite over and over and over and over again? The same shite over and over and over and over again. The same shite over and over and over and over again. The same shite over and over and over and over again. You get the message, people. It is monotonous. It is the same shite over and over and over again. You're sitting there on an 8-hour shift, putting up with bollocks from retards, shit from management. Your breaks are timed to the second. Your toilet time's timed to the second. You're basically treated like a piece of shite. The last place that I was in, I said it was one of the better places. One thing that I really thought they were sneaky bastards about was the whole 48-hour opt-out thing was incorporated into your contract from the outset. Normally they would give you that as a separate sheet of paper, and I never used to sign it because I didn't agree to working more than 48 hours a week. Didn't suit me. But this was actually incorporated into the contract, and you had to give 3 months' notice to get out of it, and 3 months' notice in writing. So basically what they could do is they could make you work more than 48 hours, depending on their client's requirements, and you basically had no say in it if you hadn't opted out your 3 months in writing, 3 fucking months. So basically, if you refused or made a fuss about it, it would likely lead to them disciplining you and ultimately lead to termination of your contract. They basically pop you out the fucking door. So they could basically, they could do what they want with you. Another part of the contract stated that you will undertake whatever duties management requires of you. It was worded in such a way that basically meant you could be customer service, but do you know what? If they want you to do sales, which I didn't sign up for, you need to do sales. Or whatever the fuck else they want you to promote this, they want you to promote that, and if you don't do it, you get basically popped out the door. Basically what they can do is they can basically ride you bareback. Fucking, you could be screaming like hell, they will just ride you until your arsehole is falling apart, and they will get away with it. There's nothing you can do about it apart from quit. It is just dreadful. It's basically, it'll be like a scene out of Deliverance. They can basically just fucking make you squeal like a pig. They'll fucking rape your ass big time and they'll fucking make you smile. They will demand that you smile while they are basically fucking you big style. And if you don't bend over backwards and do what the fuck they tell you to do, you're out the door. They don't give a fuck about you as a person. It's just a lot of shite, to be honest with you, absolute shite. There's no real prospects in it for promotion or anything like that, and even if you do happen to make it to team leader, the wage is still pretty shite anyway. You still need to put up with a different kind of shite. It's just absolute crap. like I say, you're dealing with idiots, you're dealing with monotony, you're saying the same thing over and over and over, 8-hour shifts, you're crying inside, you're depressed, you're angry, you just want to fucking twat somebody. Some of the way that some of the people you'd speak to on the phone, the way that they speak to you, if you met them out in the street, you can bet your bottom fucking dollar they wouldn't speak to you like that, or you'd fucking twat them when things would get tribal. But because you're on the phone, they just treat you like a monkey. And see, to be honest, if you work in one of these places, you are a monkey. You're just you're a chicken with a headset on. You're basically just at the mercy of the management. They can just change your working conditions with fuck all notice, really, and you'll bend over and accept it, or you'll be fucked. So you will. Anyway, I think I've said enough about that. Anyway, see you later.